The Golden State Killer, identified as Joseph James DeAngelo, terrorized California from the mid-1970s to the mid-1980s, committing a series of heinous crimes that included at least 13 murders, over 50 rapes, and numerous burglaries. His elusive nature and the brutality of his attacks left communities in fear for decades. DeAngelo evaded capture for over 40 years, creating one of the most notorious unsolved crime sprees in American history. The breakthrough came in 2018 through innovative use of DNA technology and genealogy databases, leading to his arrest and subsequent conviction, finally bringing closure to countless victims and their families. Early life of Joseph James DeAngelo. Joseph James DeAngelo, the man later identified as the Golden State Killer, was born on November 8, 1945, in Bath, New York. DeAngelo's early life was marked by turbulence and instability. He experienced a challenging childhood with a reportedly abusive father, which may have contributed to his later psychological issues. In the 1960s, DeAngelo joined the U.S. Navy, serving in the Vietnam War, where he gained skills that would later aid his criminal activities. After his military service, he attended Sierra College and Sacramento State University, earning a degree in criminal justice. DeAngelo's career included stints as a police officer in Exeter and Auburn, California, positions that provided him with knowledge and insights into law enforcement tactics. His seemingly ordinary life and employment in law enforcement adding to the shock and disbelief when he was finally unmasked as the Golden State Killer, a perpetrator of some of the most gruesome crimes in California's history. Crime spree details. The Golden State Killer's crime spree spanned from 1974 to 1986, encompassing a chilling series of offenses. Initially known as the Visalia Ransacker, Joseph James DeAngelo began with over 100 burglaries in Visalia, California, escalated to sexual assaults, and was dubbed the East Area Rapist, committing over 50 rapes in the Sacramento area between 1976 and 1979. His methods were meticulous. He stalked victims, often couples, and entered homes undetected. By 1979, DeAngelo evolved into the original Night Stalker, responsible for at least 13 murders across Southern California. His crimes were marked by brutality, including binding and bludgeoning his victim. The interconnected nature of these crimes, initially considered separate due to their geographic dispersion, later revealed a singular, highly organized perpetrator. DeAngelo's ability to evade capture for decades added to the terror and complexity of this case, leaving a haunting legacy of fear and grief across California communities, victims, and their stories. The victims of the Golden State Killer were diverse, including men, women, and children from various backgrounds. Each had their lives irrevocably altered by his brutal crimes. Survivors of his rapes recount harrowing tales of being awakened in the night, blindfolded, and bound while enduring hours of terror. Couples were often targeted, with the male partner tied up and forced to listen helplessly. Among the murder victims, notable cases include Brian and Katie Maggiore, a young couple shot dead while walking their dog in 1978, and Keith and Patrice Harrington, who were bludgeoned to death in their home in 1980. The psychological impact on survivors and the families of those killed was profound, with many experiencing long-term trauma. Their stories highlight the monstrous nature of DeAngelo's actions and the profound sense of loss and violation felt by those who survived his reign of terror. Investigation and challenges. The investigation into the Golden State Killer's crimes was fraught with challenges, spanning over 4 decades and involving multiple law enforcement agencies across California. Initially, the crimes were not linked, with the Visalia Ransacker, East Area Rapist, and original Night Stalker considered separate entities. The lack of communication and coordination between jurisdictions hampered progress. Investigators faced a cunning and meticulous criminal who left minimal forensic evidence and often taunted law enforcement. As DNA technology advanced, a pivotal break came in the early 2000s when DNA linked the East Area Rapist and original Night Stalker as the same person. However, identifying the perpetrator remained elusive until 2018, when investigators used genetic genealogy to trace DNA from crime scenes to D'Angelo through public ancestry databases. This innovative approach finally led to his arrest. The case underscored the complexities and evolving nature of criminal investigations over time. Breakthrough and arrest. The breakthrough in the Golden State Killer case came in 2018, thanks to advancements in DNA technology and innovative investigative techniques. Detectives utilized genetic genealogy, a method that cross-references crime scene DNA with public ancestry databases, to identify potential relatives of the suspect. This groundbreaking approach led investigators to Joseph James D'Angelo, a former police officer living in Citrus Heights, California. Undercover surveillance provided a discarded DNA sample, which conclusively matched the Golden State Killer's profile. D'Angelo was arrested on April 24, 2018, ending a decades-long search. His capture marked a significant triumph in the use of modern forensic science, showcasing the power of genetic genealogy in solving cold cases and bringing long-awaited justice to the victims and their families. Trial and sentencing. Joseph James D'Angelo's trial was a monumental event, drawing significant public and media attention. To avoid a lengthy trial and potential death penalty, D'Angelo pled guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and numerous other charges, including rape and burglary. On June 29, 2020, this plea agreement mandated a life sentence without the possibility of parole. During the hearings, victims and their families provided powerful impact statements, recounting their harrowing experiences and the enduring trauma caused by D'Angelo's crimes. On August 21, 2020, D'Angelo was formally sentenced to multiple consecutive life terms. The sentencing brought a measure of closure to the survivors and highlighted the persistence of law enforcement and the evolving capabilities of forensic science in achieving justice, even after decades of uncertainty. Impact on criminal justice. The Golden State Killer case had a profound impact on the criminal justice system, particularly in the use of DNA technology and genetic genealogy. This case demonstrated the potential of leveraging public ancestry databases to solve cold cases, prompting law enforcement agencies to adopt similar techniques in other investigations. It also spurred debates about privacy and the ethical implications of using genetic data for criminal investigations. The case led to changes in how cold cases are approached, emphasizing the importance of preserving and revisiting old evidence with new technologies. Additionally, it highlighted the need for improved interjurisdictional communication and collaboration, ensuring that serial offenders are more effectively tracked and apprehended. Overall, the case has become a landmark in modern forensic science and criminal justice practices. Psychological profile. Joseph James D'Angelo exhibited a complex psychological profile typical of many serial offenders. Trained as a police officer, he utilized his knowledge to meticulously plan and execute his crimes, often avoiding detection for decades. D'Angelo's behavior suggested traits of psychopathy, including a lack of empathy, manipulation, and an ability to compartmentalize his criminal activities from his everyday life. His crimes escalated from burglary to rape and murder, indicating a growing need for power and control. D'Angelo's ability to live a seemingly normal life while committing heinous acts points to a disassociation and deep-seated psychological issues. Experts believe his childhood experiences, including reported abuse, may have contributed to his development of violent tendencies. The psychological analysis of D'Angelo provides insight into the mind of a serial offender and underscores the importance of understanding the mental health aspects of preventing and addressing such crimes. Media and public perception. The Golden State Killer case captured significant media and public attention, evolving from a series of terrifying crimes to a story of remarkable forensic breakthroughs. Initially, the media portrayed the fear and frustration of communities under siege by an elusive predator. Over the years, true crime enthusiasts and investigative journalists kept the case in the public eye, contributing to a broader awareness and interest in unsolved crimes. The arrest of Joseph James D'Angelo in 2018 was widely covered, highlighting the novel use of genetic genealogy. Public perception shifted from despair to hope and admiration for the relentless pursuit of justice by law enforcement. Documentaries, books, and podcasts have since delved into the case, reflecting society's fascination with criminal investigations and the triumph of science and persistence over seemingly insurmountable odds. The case remains a poignant example of how media coverage can impact public awareness and support for criminal justice advancements. The story of the Golden State Killer is a testament to the enduring strength and resilience of victims, the relentless pursuit of justice by law enforcement, and the transformative power of forensic science. Joseph James DeAngelo's capture and conviction, decades after his reign of terror, bring a profound sense of closure to the affected families and communities. This case not only resolved one of America's most notorious crime sprees, but also revolutionized investigative techniques, leaving a lasting impact on the field of criminal justice. As we reflect on this journey, we honor the victims and celebrate the advancements that continue to protect and serve society.